it's the guys from PBMac 36 here again with another MUT video. We are starting to kind of wind down the MUT 2016. It's not far away from the release of 2017, and so we are going through and showing you how to manipulate your item binder with your players and items that you've acquired over this past year. So let's get to it. We're going to go in now and look at our roster. Now, if you'll notice up at the top, you can see my items. I only have 195 items. There are usually, you'll see guys that have just tons and tons of items up there. My philosophy is going to be changed over the next when Madden 17 comes out. What I was doing was, if I wasn't using a player, I sold him and got rid of him to get the coins so that I could go in and buy other players. So that's why I only have just the minimum, basically, of what I need. So and that can be a mistake for several different reasons. One, if you don't have these players in the 60s, 70s, and 80s when the weekly challenges come out, you don't have the opportunity to use those guys and use their contracts to complete those without having to use your top players and having to keep replacing contracts over and over and over again. That seems to be a theme with me, is contract management, because I don't go purchase the PlayStation cards and buy packs and series and things as they come out, and so I don't earn a lot of extra contracts through packs. So let's kind of get to it. We're going to look at newest to start off with, because I do have some badges. You can see I've got this silver badge out there for auction. Completed, if you saw the last Madden video that I did a veteran pack opening, and basically gave you a strategy for what I do with my badges and with the assets that I acquire through those packs. I took the coaches, playbooks, and stadiums, jerseys, and threw those into the collections, and it actually completed some of the collections so that I could get like the 3 badge packs for completing those. So I got a bunch of bronze badges. I got like 7 or 8 of those, and then I got a silver badge. So I'm going to go ahead and hit L2, and what I've been doing with these is you don't throw all these out there just at one time, because your badges are competing against one another. Now, somebody has thrown a bunch of these out all at one time. You can see there's 500, 500, 500, 550, 550, 550. I mean, there's just a bunch of these, and a lot of these were thrown out there at the same time. You can tell. Usually, you can get somewhere between 600 and 700 for these. Just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to throw another one of these out there, because a lot of people will take these and they'll put them in sets, and they'll roll the dice on those wheel of contracts, the large quick sale, the small quick sale. I've never done well doing that, and so I'm going to throw these out there for sale. I'm going to put that one out there for about 500 and see what we can get. So then I'm going to go into my overall, and I'm going to start looking at some of the guys that are getting low on contracts. I went in and added some contracts a little bit earlier to some of these guys. I try to stagger it, like this one had 1 contract, this Bobby Massey. So I added like 10 to him, because I know I'm going to keep him probably for at least another couple of weeks. And it may run into the Madden 17. So there's no point in really looking to replace him. Did the same thing with Jeff Saturday. Instead of adding 10 contracts to him, I added like 7, so that I'm kind of staggering them out, and I don't have a situation where I'm having to burn through a ton of contracts. This Willie Snead, he's got 2 left, and I went in and actually, this is something that I do. I'll hit the L1 button, highlight the card and I'll pull it up, and if you'll notice, he's got 15 minutes left on his auction, and he has 9 contracts on him, so it's not a huge upgrade in contracts, but I could probably do pretty decent with him. So I've kind of set a limit on him um, for about 2,500 to 3,000. If I can get him for that, I'll go ahead and buy him for that and throw mine out there for about 4,000 so that I can improve my contract situation with this card, and then I can also make a little bit of coins. So if I pay 2,500 for him and I can get, let's say, 3,500 for the other card, you'd make 1,000 minus the 350 that the auction house is going to charge you for the 10% commission on them. So you'd actually, make about 650 coins, and then you'd add contracts to them. I don't use this card that much. I don't throw much to. He's my number 1 receiver. I throw more to the number 2, and so I have this Amari Cooper in that number 2 slot. So he's just kind of a fill-in, but I do throw to him occasionally. This Tyler Lockett was a pull that I got. Like I said, you can go on to PBMac 36 on YouTube and look at our Mighty Madden playlist, and you can find other videos like this if you're interested in this game or learning about this game. And you'll see in the last video I did, just pull it up by date, it says epic player pool. I got this Tyler Lockett in a vet pack. So anyway, continuing on with this, you can see what I'm looking for is I'm looking for players that are in the lineup. You can see the little green. It's hard to see on that one. On this Wolf, you can see, he's a 90 left end. He's a pass rush, and then it says lineup down below that, which means that I am currently using him in my lineup. I would look to replace this TJ Clemens, but I'm not using him right now, so it's not a priority. And so I'm just going through and seeing what I can do with each one of the guys that I have on my roster. So I'm just kind of going through and seeing who I can replace. Here's a good one here. This Carpenter. I've bought and sold a bunch of these guys. There's not but one of them out there right now for sale, and that's pretty high for him. Occasionally you'll see 4 or 5 of these guys out there, and you'll see them for 6,000-7,000, and then you'll find one out there for about 4,500. So if he's got plenty of contracts loaded up on him, buy him, and then throw the other year player back out there and try to at least you want to break even. If you're not going to break even, don't do it, because you're just trying to save contracts on them. But anyway, you can see that again. You can see that the things I'm talking about in general, you can see those in the other videos that we do. So we're just kind of doing kind of a hodgepodge of different things that you can do to replace guys. Now, one of the things I'm about to do is I'm going to go into the auction house, and I'm going to see if I can actually upgrade this position. If I can find a 90 to maybe 90, 92, something like that to replace him with, and he's actually a better player at that left guard position, then I will go ahead and replace that left guard, deactivate him off of the lineup, and now I don't have to worry about his contracts being so low, and it improves my team too. So same thing with this Sanders. I've got receivers that I can actually throw in there. We'll go ahead and check him again right quick to see if there's anything out there. 3,400 might be tempting if his contracts are high, but they're not. So since he's just got 5 contracts on him, I'm not really gonna spend a whole lot of time on him. But if I could find a good receiver that would push him on down in the lineup, then I probably would. I think I'm using him as my 4th or 5th receiver right now. So again, going to go down through this Jason Witten. I've replaced this guy several different times. You can see that now if this card, you can see he only has 3 contracts, but if he had 25 contracts, he would be perfect for this strategy of replacing card for card. Because you can see this one is at 49, this one's at 5. If you could buy this one for 4,000, you could throw the one that you have out there for say 4,500, and you could actually come out ahead and gain contracts. But since he only has 3 contracts left, um, you're kind of spinning your wheels there. So we're going to leave that alone, but I'm also kind of making a mental note that I'm going to, this thing locks up like this. I'm going to look at this guard, carpenter, left guard, and tied in. I'm going to go into the auction house and see if I can find somebody that I can use to replace these guys. So we're going to go on down. These are reserve guys that I'm using now. So we're going to go in and check him and see. We're going to pull up the buy now. 1900, 1900, 1900, 23, 24. So, I mean, you know, you could go in and buy this guy. He is a reserve. He's got 25 contracts on him. But the chances of you going in and selling him and making what you need to off of him are kind of remote, just because there's so many of them out there at that price. So he's not really a player to try to look to do this strategy with. Look at this Talib, who amazingly is still in my lineup. He picks off a lot of passes. That's the thing with this guy. So you got, you know, 45, 49, 78, and then you got these two. These are coming off of auction that are pretty cheap. So you really don't want to. You know, he's really not a player for that. Let's check his contracts just to be, you know, 5 contracts. If he was at 25, I would consider, you know, getting that one. But again, he's a reserve guy. Now here is a fullback that's got 1 contract left, and he's an 86. So I'm adding that. So I got a fullback that we're gonna. It's doing that again. I don't know why it locks up like that. So we've got a fullback, we've got a left guard, a tight end that we are definitely going to go in and take a look at trying to find a player in the auction house to beat out those guys. So a fullback, tight end, left guard. This is our left tackle. Bought him when he first came out in the rookie sets, and he's done. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of this guy. Got one at 34. Let's see his contract. He's at 25. Huh. Let's see if I put him out there. Put the one I have out at 35. That's not gonna do it. If I put him out there at 4, I could get what I need back out of him and not have to burn through any more contracts. But I may see what's out there as far as a left tackle in the auction house. So right now we're looking at a left tackle, a fullback, a tight end, and then we're going to look to replace this left guard. So we're about to go back into the auction house and see what we can find there. So let's do that now. Okay, we're going to start off with the fullback because the fullback is probably going to demand a little bit higher of coin amount. Also, guys, I'm doing this. I actually could not sleep, and so went ahead and got up and decided I would do an early morning auction house, try to snipe some guys off the auction house. So right now it's like 5 o'clock Central Time, and so sometimes you can buy some deals early. So let's go in. We're going to look at the fullback position. I'm going to keep the quality turned off. We're going to look at the time remaining to start with. Wow, that'd be a good one, but it would burn through most of my coins. Let's see what we're looking at here. He's only got 5 contracts, but that would be a great fullback to have. So my fullback is at he's at an 86. Instead of time remaining, we're going to go into buy now. And we're going to see if anybody's made any mistakes. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down. This guy's probably not going to be as good, but we will compare him just to see. This Burton, he's an 83 fullback. Okay, whoa, wait a minute. I may have stumbled onto something here. He's much faster. He's stronger. His awareness is not quite as good. Run blocking, not quite as good. He catches better. His carries better. Let's see. Trucking's pretty close. Huh. What I'm really looking for here is run block, and run block is not nearly as good, so it would actually downgrade my team a little bit. His speed's pretty good, and his strength's really good, so he's comparable to Young. And he's a lot better than this Patrick DeMarco, so I may end up actually getting him because DeMarco is in my lineup, as you can see, and he is better than DeMarco, so and I could probably take him and throw him back out there. So gonna kind of make a mental note of that. Let's see. The run block is still not there. I'm just not real happy with the run block on that, so I think I'll pass on looking to use him to replace who I need. Now, I've had this Nix before, and he's pretty good, but he's not as good as the starter that I have in there now. So we're going to scroll on down. We're kind of getting into the 4,000 and 5,000 range here. Hinoski. Let's take a look. That Stanley Haveli, I know he's good too. Whoops. Let's look at this Hinoski and see what's going on with him. See how he... Well, first of all, let's check his contracts. I'm going to look at... okay, he's not nearly as fast. He's stronger. Awareness is pretty even. Run block is much better. Catch is better. Carry's pretty close. That might be an option for us. Probably not going to use him. Let's look at there's a John Coon. Let's look at the Stanley Haveli here. First, let's check his contracts. Contracts are good. Yeah, I don't like that guy at all. So may have found a backup fullback, but maybe not. So let's go in and we're going to look at the left guard. Carpenter's kind of hard to replace. Let's see, wait a minute. I'm going to go in here and just check something right quick just to be sure. Yeah. Carpenter's kind of hard to replace because that 87, you could get him on the cheap. And he was a really good player for an 87. Let's go into time remaining because sometimes you can buy them as they're coming off of auction and do really, really good with them. This guy right here could be a possibility because he's at 8K. He's got 10 contracts, but he may be an upgrade. This is another thing you have to look at, guys. Now, see what I'm talking about? There's, he's a 90 overall versus an 87 overall. They're both ground and pound, but the run block, Assembly has him beat pretty good in it, but the pass block, Carpenter has him beat. Impact block, he has him beat. So Assembly may be a slightly better card, but not substantially. So there's no need in me spending 8K on him because he's not a substantial upgrade. So like I was saying, you have to kind of watch, how this works and what you're doing. So this Foster, that would take most of my coins, so I'm not really wanting to do that. Let's look at this guy here, 2,300. Let's look at his contracts. AJ Can. Okay, strength. He's got Carpenter beat there. Awareness is getting beat. Agility is Carpenter. Speed, Carpenter. Acceleration, Carpenter. Run block is the same. Pass block is much better, and impact block is much better. So he's not quite as fast and not quite as agile. This guy looks like he may be an upgrade. Pass block's better, impact block. His blocking is better. Strength slightly better, awareness slightly better. Agility is way down. He's not as fast. Doesn't accelerate as good. May come back and look at him. I think I may use that guy. because he's only 2,300, and I think he's a slight upgrade. So we're going to continue to kind of look and see what we can find on time remaining. Let's go under buy now and see what we can come up with. It's an 85, but that's not, he's not going to, I know he's not as good. Keep going. Let's check this Millward out. Is it 25? I think he is the guy I actually used Carpenter to replace. Yeah, he's not. I'm not excited about that guy, so let's keep looking. Lyle Collins. LSU guy. Let's see what the deal is with him. He's only got 4 contracts, but if he's a substantial upgrade, we'll. And he's not, so he'd have to have been a really good upgrade. Let's see. Let's see. Now here's a Collins. It's a 90 Collins. 4 contracts, but there's several of them, so we'll go ahead and compare him out. He's just not. The run block's really good. The impact block is really good. Pass block's a little bit off. Acceleration, agility, awareness, strength. That's an upgrade. Let's see if this one, if he's got 25 contracts, that may be a go. Yeah, he's got 25 contracts, and as bad as I hate to do it, because as you guys know, I'm an Alabama alum, but I love me some LSU too. So I'm actually going to go ahead and buy this guy and throw him into the mix. So I've actually found someone that he's a slight upgrade, and he is a player that I'm not going to have to burn through any more contracts on. So I'm going to go ahead and promote him to the starter over James Carpenter. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about doing here. We're going to go into the left tackle now and see if we can find someone in the left tackle to do the same thing with. We're looking at replacing Smith over there. So let's see, we'll let it go ahead and pull in. Servers seem to be really slow today for some reason. We're going to look at this just for meanness. Actually, I've got this Whitworth in there, and it pulls him up, but Smith is actually a better player, so he's an 86. So we can probably replace him. So it looks like we're going to be replacing some linemen today, guys. See if there's anything that people have made mistakes on. A lot of these are 30 minutes out, so let's look at a buy now so we can go ahead and try to upgrade what we're doing here. Let's see, this left tackle, Tyron Smith. He's got 25 contracts. Let's see how he compares to, yeah, don't really like that. So let's keep going. Looking for something 86 or higher. I've already got that guy, so here's one here, Ryan Clady. This might be, he's got 4 contracts, but he would be a substantial upgrade, it looks like. Yeah, he's got him in strength by 5. He's got him in awareness by 6. The agility's a little off. The speed's way off. Acceleration is off pretty good. Run block's only a 1 upgrade. There's an 8 upgrade in the power blocking. So you can kind of see, you know, if he had 25 contracts, yeah, that would be, I would do that. because he's pretty close. His strength and awareness are better, but his actual blocking capabilities they're better. Impact block's better. He's just not as agile and fast as this guy. So that's where he tends to beat other players that I compare against. But man, 6,200 for that guy is pretty cheap. He's only got 3 contracts. Not really looking to do that. Let's look at Jake. Love these Matthews guys. He got 25 contracts. He's a 93 left tackle. Let's see. Now, strength is pretty much a wash. Awareness is strength and awareness are washes. He's got him in agility. He's got him in speed. The acceleration is the same. He has him in run blocking by 4, which is really good. He has him in power blocking by 8, which is really good. And he has him in impact blocking by 11. And he has 25 contracts. I think I have found another guy that I can use to replace Donovan Smith with. So, guys, I'm going to back out. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this guy because now I have not only upgraded, but I've saved some of the contracts that I'd have to use. So we're going to go ahead and take him and promote him up to the starter. Okay. Now we're going to look at one more position because I'm kind of going through some of my coins now. And we'll see what else we can find in here. This is the process pretty much that I have used since I got my team up into the upper 80s, lower 90s, because it just takes all the guesswork out of it. It's very practical in how you go about replacing guys. So that's why I've done this. So I've got a really good tight end starter, and so I'm really just looking for someone that is better than Witten. I don't have to because I've got a 91 tight end that's really good. So these are the time remainings. We're going to go into buy now, and we're going to see what we can find here in the buy now. So let's go down. We're looking for something that's in the mid 80s to low 90s. We're going to see what we can find here. Let's see. That Olsen, I never have compared him to Witten. Let's see what he looks like, just for meanness. There's my starter, and then here's the Witten card. He's faster than Witten. What I'm looking for in a tight end is can he catch? And he's not as good as Witten as far as catching. Don't really care that much about the speed. Don't care that much about. I just want a guy that if I throw the ball up to him, can he catch it? Man, there's a Jimmy Graham, but he's at $8 grand, so that's not what I'm looking for. This guy right here has beaten my brains out online before. It's Clive Walford. Let's check his stuff and see what he's about. Yeah, his catch isn't quite as good on either one, so not really into this guy. Let's see. Green. No, there's a Dennis Pitta that's pretty good. Huh. It's 90 Gronk. Is he worth 15? He's only got 6 contracts on him. Let's compare him out. He would actually be my starter. He catches pretty much everything too, so speeds are really good. Let's do this. I'm gonna go in and check. Just pull up Gronk. It's, for you guys that haven't done this before, or maybe new people, you could go in and type in part of the name, and it'll actually pull up. It'll pull it up. So yeah, that one's at 23. Just kind of looking to see if there was one that I could snipe out. I could get him, but he's that would eat up the vast majority of my coins. He's got 6 contracts on him, so somebody's used him up. So I'm gonna drop back out of this and continue to shop. Let's see if I can find somebody. Here's an 84 Vernon Davis. I doubt he's gonna be. Yeah, he's only got 5 contracts too, so let's just keep going. Check this little Darius Green. Final edition. Really looking for somebody that catches. Not quite as good on catch, so I may just stick with him. Hell, that Dennis Pitta. That dude looks like he's a beast. Let's see what he looks like here. His catch is really good. He's much faster. He's a little bit stronger. His run block is better. His catch is 1 better. His release is pretty close. Route running is better. Special catch is much better, and his catch in traffic is better. He's got 19 contracts, but man, he's 15 grand. Let's check him against himself. T2. You don't have to type in the whole name, by the way, guys. So yeah, that's the cheapest one that's out there right now. So let's go back into the tight ends. Whoops. And go down and see what we can find. I would really like to find somebody on the cheap to replace him with, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. Look at this Kaufman. Chase Kaufman. Only 9 contracts. Hunter Henry. Arkansas guy, I believe, as I recall. Let's compare him out. .88 speed, much better. Strength better. Run block better. Catch pretty much the same. Catching traffic is actually better. He's only got 8 contracts. Guys just having a hard time finding somebody. This tight end. I think I'm gonna skip out on that. And what else were we looking for? Let me go back into my still looks like one of my auctions sold. Probably one of the. Okay, cool. Like, the badge that we put up at the beginning of the video, it's already sold, so got me some of my coins back. So let me go back in and view my items again and see if there's anything else that we can do to replace guys. So we looked at Carpenter, and I got Collins for him, so we replaced him. We were also looking at, also you gotta go in and take those guys out. So we did look at the tight end, we did look at the fullback, we did look at the left tackle. I think that's it. Left outside linebacker. I've got a right outside linebacker, that Smith. I could use him in that position if I needed to. So not really that concerned about him. And we're also looking at a receiver. Let's go and check this Snead out again and see if see how close we are to replacing him. Somebody bought him. I can just about guarantee it. So let's check that right quick. Another wideout. Just for just for meanness. Like I said, guys, well, we're going to check and see if he sold. Wow, he did for 26. So I kind of let time slip away from me with that guy. But you know, if I could have got him for 3,000 again, I could have, you know, replaced him. So, but it's not that big of a deal because I've just really got him out there holding a roster spot. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. But as you can see, let me go back into this. What I've done is I've actually replaced uh, the left side of my line pretty much. I didn't really, you know, intend on doing that, but I took this Lyle Collins and okay, I know the auction's over. Took him and Jake Matthews and not substantially upgraded that side of the line, but it is a definite upgrade over the two guys that I had, and also was able to save some contracts and you know didn't burn through the rest of my coins. And so I'll take those guys back out of the roster, and so that you're not burning up the contracts on them. But anyway, guys, we appreciate it. As always, give us a thumbs up if you would, and comment and subscribe. The subscribe button will be in the down below in the right hand corner. And look for more of these videos. We are putting them up pretty regular. Gonna remove this guy from the lineup here. Like I said, you got to go in and remove these guys out. But be sure to check us out on YouTube at PBMac36. We have a huge library of these Madden videos. I say it's huge. It's about 50 different videos on how-tos and you know cool plays and things like that. So check us out on that. And like I said, give us a like and a comment if you do like our stuff that we have out there. And don't forget to subscribe. We're putting stuff up all the time, and we think it's pretty good. If you think it's good, be sure and subscribe to us. And you can do that by hitting the button in the lower right hand corner. And you can also check us out on Twitter and follow us there. It's also PBMac36, and it will alert you anytime we put up videos of this or Black Ops or 7 Days to Die. So we appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great day.